Shiny Pokemon are incredibly rare, and most people are lucky to just get even one in a playthrough. But I made it my mission to beat Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with only Shinies. To start off the challenge, I named myself Matt, because that's my name, my rival Luck, because that's going to be our main enemy and challenge throughout this whole playthrough, and my Pikachu Subscribe, which you should do, and you should like this video if you enjoy. Now, this challenge is called a badge quest. Now, a badge quest is where before every gym battle, you have to find at least one shiny, which means I will have a total of 8 shinies by the end of the playthrough, unless I get a random encounter one. Throughout this challenge, I will be getting to catch combos of 31. I'm not a full odds hunter, but a shiny's a shiny, no matter how you get it. Unless it's through an illegal website like Machamps.com, those don't count. But I will be using lures and getting a high catch combo to get good odds. But you can't get lures until after you beat Misty, the second gym leader. So for the first two, I'm going to have to just use my luck and catch combos. My first location to hunt was Viridian Forest, which has the most possible spawn locations in the game, with I believe it's 20. So at this point in the game, I'll have the worst odds. This is my best chance. My two goals for this hunt were to get either an Oddish or a Bulbasaur. Both would be useful for the first two gyms where I would have the least availability of Pokemon, and Viridian Forest does offer a lot of bug types, so if I get one of those, it could be pretty tough to get through Brock, and Oddish and Bulbasaur would be helpful. Now, I doubt I would get a shiny Bulbasaur because it's a special spawn, and even with a 10 catch combo, the odds of it being shiny compared to the other ones are less because it spawns less. And Oddish I thought was a pretty good goal, but that didn't end up happening. Now, I wasn't able to capture my reaction for this Weedle, but I only had a catch combo of 2, and I'll put the odds on the screen, but having catch combo 2 does not affect shiny odds, which means this Weedle was full odds, which was awesome. It was only 30 seconds into the challenge, I got my first shiny, and I was riding a high, which doesn't last later, but you'll see. But I was also very worried that this Weedle, which I would evolve into a Beedrill, could not get me through Brock. So, well, yes, it's cool I got a shiny this quick. I was a bit leery of it. I leveled up Weedle to level 10, where it would evolve into Beedrill, and headed into Brock's gym. And, like I said, I was a bit worried. Geodude wasn't too much trouble, Twin Needle did decent damage, and I healed at the end so I could be better for Onix, but Onix was a bit of a struggle. Luckily, I got a poison on my first Twin Needle, which it didn't resist, and that poison saved me. I would have lost without it. And his Rock Throw did quite a lot, so I know it's not an honorable strategy, but I did heal stall out the Onix. That poison would slowly chip away damage, and I healed until I knew it was in kill range because I was faster, and I could just kill it with the Twin Needle. So I don't think I could have won any other way unless I severely over-leveled, but at this point in the game, with only a Beedrill compared to 2 rock types, I think it's okay. Next, I made a beeline through Mount Moon to Cerulean City without much issue. I did check the Gift Magikarp, which wasn't shiny, and I made it to Cerulean with really high expectations. I got a shiny so quick, and I bet I can do it again. I'm going to hunt for Charmander right next to Cerulean City. It's going to be fantastic later. I'll Mega Evolve it. It is going to be awesome. And there is no way that I could be let down by this scenario. That is right. It took me 1 week to do this hunt. After a full odds shiny, now hunting with really good odds, I couldn't get it. It just wasn't happening, so I cheated. I'm sorry. But I really wanted to boost my odds. It wasn't fun for me to just do this. There's some people who might get mad at this. There's some people who might agree with me. But it was my playthrough. I did what I want. So I decided to make the executive decision to face Misty so that I could use lures to boost my odds. And it wasn't too much trouble. I did have to use some other Pokemon because Beedrill just wasn't really cutting it by himself, being this low of a level, and I didn't want to completely overlevel him because then that wouldn't have been fun, and it's not fun to grind in this game. So I beat Misty pretty quickly without too much trouble, and I bought lures and started a hunt. But the lures didn't matter, they kinda did, but then this happened. Shiny Spearow. Not the one I wanted. But thank God I finally got another one. Or that we might actually make progress. Well, I mean, we still gotta get the other one. But we got another shiny. I mean, Fearo's not terrible. I'll take it, I guess. But shiny Spearow. That's cool. Now, this Spearow was not full odds. The odds were halved because I had a lure up, but there was no catch combo. So both of the shinies that I've gotten so far did not have a catch combo. Now, my luck later on in this video gets pretty good, but in this next part, it's questionable. Now, since I only got Beedrill and I didn't get any shinies before Misty, I will get 2 before Surge. And I didn't really want any of the water types or Venonat that were up above Cerulean, so I headed to Vermilion and did some catch comboing against the Digletts in Diglett's Cave, and now I would have gone for a shiny Diglett, but all the other Pokemon around there were also good. Growlithe and Drowsy were my 2 big things. Shiny Arcanine later on would be really cool. And Shiny Hypno, while I do really like it, it's also kind of a callback to my Alpha Sapphire randomizer Nuzlocke, where we had a Hypno named Doormat, who was very good, and you guys should go check out that series. So, after catching the Digletts, I ran around for a bit, and then this happened. Yes, the Chansey ran. Not my proudest moment, and I didn't capture the audio, but I also wasn't really happy about the Chansey in the first place, and it kind of ended up being a blessing in disguise, because I took a break from hunting after the Chansey ran, did some things, came back, got another catch combo of Diglett, and ran around. And I found another shiny with the best odds I can get, 31 catch combo and a lure. And right now, for this gym, it wouldn't be the best, but later on, it would be a very valuable team member. Shiny Pidgey. Yay.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you right now.
So am I.
Oh,
At least I'll catch this one. I now have 2 flying types for the electric gym. Let's go. Now, Surge was probably the toughest battle of the entire playthrough. I had 2 flying types, and I wasn't even using Spearow because Pidgey would just be better and currently is better, and Beedrill couldn't really do much. So I did use 2 Digletts to beat it. I didn't think I could do anything else because I had 2 flying types. I didn't want to overlevel Beedrill because, like I said earlier, it wouldn't be fun, and I used Diglett. Now, this would be the last time in this whole playthrough that I used another Pokemon, and it's also the first time I've attacked with another Pokemon, being with these Diglett. In the Misty fight, I just used them to Tail Whip to make it easier for Beedrill. And I wasn't very happy, because I kind of broken the rules. I really didn't have a good team at this point until something very cool happened that changed the course of this entire playthrough. I was gonna hunt for it, but I got a random shiny Nidoran. Oh my god. I was just about to hunt. Oh, come on. Oh, oh, this is so good. Oh, yes. I was about to hunt for this. Yes, yes. Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's awesome. I was just about to hunt for this. I was buying lures to go hunt for this. Oh, this is so good. And it saves me so much time, thank god. That Nidoran male, similar to Weedle, was full odds. I didn't even have any catch combo. The Weedle one I had a catch combo of 2 with Caterpie. This one I had nothing. I had just gone back to Cerulean Mart to pick up some Pokeballs and healing items. And what's even better about this is that it was exactly what I was going to hunt. I was going to go hunt a Nidoran male because Nidoking's very good in a Kanto playthrough. Ground's a very good type, and he has such a versatile moveset, which would make these battles that I've been having so much trouble with a lot easier. But the game blessed me and gave me this fantastic opportunity, and I went, got it, and this made things a lot better for me later on. This next part of the game was the longest without getting any shinies. I had to do Rock Tunnel, Erica, the Rocket Hideout, and Lavender Town. So I kind of, well, Rock Tunnel was pretty tough. I lost a few times, but I eventually made it through. And then I grinded the team all up to 32, which was Erica's lowest level was, I believe, 33. So I was just able to fight her after that and then go through the rest of the story stuff. Again, nothing of note really happened besides losing in Rock Tunnel like twice. Once I grinded up, I was fine, including some Pokemon evolving. Spearow, I think he evolved earlier, and I got a Nidoking as soon as I got the Nidoran. I headed back to Mount Moon and used a Moonstone. And this part of the game was alright. I lost a lot, but other than that, it was good. And now we made it to Fuchsia, where our next hunt will begin. My next goal was to get a water type. Any of these three were fine, Magikarp, Tentacool, or Staryu, but Staryu would be ideal. I knew a water type would be helpful, and the poison gym was coming up, so Psychic would be good. I do already have a water and 2 poison types, so having Gyarados, while good because he's not really a flying type, would be okay, but Tentacool, then giving half my team being poison type, would be ideal. So I went on to Route 18, where I could easily isolate only water types, and it wasn't too bad to chain them, but I didn't need to hunt for that long. A third one, a third full on shiny, and it's one I wanted. This is what it's gone for. Shinies are you third 3 full odds shinies in one playthrough. 3 of them. 3. Oh my god. This is what is my luck? No way. I didn't even have to hunt again. We did this for like 2 minutes. Oh my god. Yes. Let's go. That Staryu, similar to Spearow from earlier, was not full odds, like I said in the reaction. I was wrong. It was half odds, because I'd had a lure up, but I had no catch combo. And if it did, it was like 2 or 3, nothing to affect the odds. So, now with a pretty solid team with Staryu, which was awesome, my ideal encounter, I started grinding. And while I was grinding, I had a lure up, and I didn't have a catch combo of high enough to affect the odds, but then this showed up. Random shiny Pidgeotto.
Oh my god.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna. I already have one, but like
That was a good reaction.
that ball went complete. Oh my god, bro! I've got two full odds shinies. Well, I mean, I guess that reaction wasn't true. I guess it wasn't full odds. I don't know if I had a lure up. I may have, but like, oh my god, I caught it. That I. Oh my god. This is insane.
You have dupes though, right? So.
I mean, I'm catching him.
Yeah.
He's not my encounter for this area though. I already got my shiny for this gym.
Okay.
It was really cool getting this Pidgeotto. It made up from the Chansey fail from earlier. I wouldn't be using it because I already have one, and duplicates don't make sense. But I still caught it, and that's cool. Now on to Koga, which was probably the easiest gym of the entire playthrough because my team was decent now. Everyone was high enough level, and I had actual super effective moves. Starmie Psychic was great. I could use Pidgeot on Venomoth, and Nidoking's Dig was great too. He doesn't get Earthquake until I beat Giovanni, which I'm pretty sure is the latest you get, like a good ground TM, but Dig would suffice for the meantime. And with feeling great after getting two shinies in rapid succession, I decided to go hunt for Voltorb in the power plant as my next member. There it is. Yes, shiny Voltorb. Yes, let's go. Oh, this is so awesome. He's such a cool shiny. I have to use the Great Ball. All right, yeah. No. Great throw. Come on, Raspberry Great Ball. 1, 2, Game Boy Luke. 3. Yes, let's go. Yes, shiny Voltorb, number 6. Technically 8 if you count the extra Pidgeotto and the failed Chansey. But shiny Voltorb. Let's go. This Voltorb hunt was probably the simplest of the entire playthrough. I did have to get to a catch combo of 31 and use a lure, but really soon after I got to 31, I found the shiny right after, so it really didn't cause that many problems for me. But now, I had to go do Silphco, and it took me like an hour. I got so lost in there, but I have a good team now. And to be honest, I really like the solid team of 5 we have. Voltorb, Nidoking, Beedrill, Starmie, and Pidgeot. I'm not using Fearow because he's completely useless and has no good moves. He only has Peck. But I'm down for this squad of 5, and at this point, I really don't know what I want to hunt. I go take on Sabrina with little issue. I mean, I have good things for it. Even though Beedrill is also weak to its psychic types, its bug is good, and I take Sabrina out. And I don't know what to hunt for. I'm thinking about maybe hunting for Articuno or Zapdos, but I really don't like their shinies. And hunting for Static might take a while. But I do have a challenge for you all. If this video hits 50 likes and I can get to 100 subscribers by the end of February, this should be going up at the end of January, so you have about a month, I will shiny hunt live on stream for the Mewtwo. And if you guys completely exceed that goal, I'll think of some other bonuses. So I just decide, let's head into Pokemon Mansion, catch some Grimers, and maybe find a shiny in there. And I have like 3 hours of footage for this hunt. It takes me so long to get one. So I decide I have a catch combo 31. Let's just head into Viridian Forest. There'll be tons of spawns, and I'll probably get a shiny pretty quickly, which is what ends up happening. Now it is dupes, but I don't care. I'm not gonna do dupes clause in this. This is what we get. We get the another Kakuna, which is fine. I can do the gym and then just one more hunt because really I'm kind of down to clown with the team of 5 we got going on right now. Because I'm not using Firo. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put my boy Kakuna on the team here. Or I will. But yeah, one more hunt after this. And then it's the Elite Four. Now this Kakuna is gonna go on the team, but it is a duplicate, even though I took off Firo just because I think it's funny to have the Kakuna. And I'm not gonna grind it up. In fact, it's gonna stay a Kakuna for a little bit. You'll see what happens. So I go to Blaine and pretty quickly defeat him. I mean, I have a ground and a water type, both of which are pretty good. And without much issue, he's done. So now it's time for the final shiny hunt. And you're probably thinking, Matt, what fantastic shiny are you going to get for this last one? It's going to be the last one of the challenge. It's got to be something really cool, really awesome. But I'll let me in the game tell you what I got. Shiny of this challenge. I thought, why not bring my strongest Kanto shiny from Go? Because I did get it just a while ago. We just gotta find it somewhere here. It'll be a pretty good Pokemon, very helpful in the league when we get there. There it is. This is going to be our star team member, our MVP in the end. This if I can catch it. This good old ball's not going the right way. That's not the way I'm throwing it. Alright. Our final Pokemon, final shiny, in the Let's Go Pikachu badge quest. Let's get a random one in Victory Road. And he will be on the team. He will replace Smith. Is shiny Magikarp. Look at him. Look how awesome he is. How cool and gold. What a team. That is right. Our 8th team member and final shiny will be Magikarp. And I will not be evolving him. He will stay a Magikarp for the rest of the challenge, and I will beat the Pokemon League with a Magikarp in the Hall of Fame. But with that, we have all 8 shinies. Technically 9 because of the other Pidgeotto, and we've seen 10 because of Chansey, but that's besides the point. It's time for the final gym leader, Giovanni. And ground should not really be that tough. Even though Nidoking's a ground type, he can still take care of some stuff, but I'm really relying on Starmie for this. Scald is pretty good, and the Psychic is good against his poison types, Nidoking and Nidoqueen. So, with that, I have defeated 8 gym leaders. And the rival, who I, Luck, doesn't pose much of a challenge either, so let's head on to the Victory Road. Not much goes on in the Victory Road, it's pretty tame. I do have to go back and heal a few times because I haven't mentioned it, but money was a real issue in this challenge. I never bought healing items because I would be dropping so much of it on Pokeballs and lures to boost the odds and to be able to catch Pokemon. Because some Pokemon would also break out of balls, and it was not very fun at some points. But when I would get the shiny, it was fantastic. So getting through Victory Road, I had to go back and heal, but I made it through with not many problems, and now we were at the Pokemon League. I sold a bunch of Pokeballs, except for the Master Ball, because if we do hunt the Mewtwo, if you guys beat the goal, that's what we'll use. And I sold all my Ultra Balls so that I could buy the Mega Stones for Pidgeot and Beedrill, because I know you can get them at the Indigo Plateau. But I should have done more research, because you can't get them until you are the champion, so you have to beat the game first. So I dropped a lot of money and didn't buy them. I just had $60,000. And instead of buying more potions, I just went in. I had $60,000 to buy more full restores and revives with, but I didn't. So I prayed to God that nothing bad would happen and I would run out of potions. Now it was time for the Elite Four. To start off, Lorelei didn't pose much of a threat. I had Voltorb for all of her water types because most water types are ice types. For Jinx, I was able to use Beedrill because of X-Scissor. And both of them did go down, so I ended up having to take out Cloyster with Nidoking, but one double kick was enough to get rid of it. Bruno, though, was a bit tougher. Starmie was able to take out its Onix and Hitmonchan, but it ended up being pretty low HP, and Machamp took it out. I sent out Pidgeot for super effective flying damage, but one superpower from Machamp one-shot Pidgeot, which I did not expect. So I went into Voltorb, which took it out, and did decent damage to Poliwrath, but eventually went down to superpower. Brought in Beedrill, took Poliwrath out, left with Hitmonlee on his side. And he did take out Beedrill. I was able to defeat him with Nidoking, but that was kind of scary. With only Nidoking left, because Magikarp obviously wasn't going to do anything to it. And it proved how much of a challenge this would be. I was pretty underleveled in this Elite Four. I didn't grind at all. I was in high 40s, low 50s when the champion's highest level is 57. So I was going to be pretty underleveled for this fight and for the rest of the Elite Four to come. Agatha was definitely the easiest of the Elite Four. I had no casualties in the fight. Nidoking was able to take out everyone except for the Golbat, which I brought Electrode out for. So, like I said, things would get tougher. These next two fights are going to be pretty hard, but Agatha didn't pose a threat. The final Elite Four member, Lance, was definitely the toughest of all four. I led with Electrode to Thunderbolt, Seadra, and Aerodactyl without much issue. It took him out, but it ended up being pretty low health, and I was running low on Thunderbolt PP. So next, when Gyarados was coming in, I decided to swap into Nidoking, who had Thunderbolt. But he didn't anymore. I took it off earlier, and I had completely forgot until now. So now I have my ground type in against this water flying type. So I just go for Poison Jabs because I can't switch back into Electrode because it'll probably kill him. And I get incredibly lucky with Affection. Nidoking lives on one, and Poison Jab and Poison combined take out Gyarados. Then comes in Charizard, so I switch in Pidgeot, and it goes for Hyper Beam but misses, so I go for Mirror Move and also Hyper Beam. And we just kind of go back and forth until it lives on one, Pidgeot does too, and I go for Quick Attack. And then finally was Dragonite, which was tough because I brought in Starmie, tried to use Blizzard, and it missed, and Starmie went down to Outrage, which put me in a pretty bad spot. So, not being in a good spot, I decided to bring in Beedrill just to get some damage off. I use Outrage, which does about half, which is good, but then Beedrill goes down. And then I bring in Electrode and Pidgeot just to get some chip damage off, but it doesn't do too much. But I know that Starmie outspeeds, and Dragonite here is in yellow health. So, I bring in Magikarp and revive Starmie. And Dragonite is confused, and he hits himself once, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Magikarp's about to take down Dragonite. Unfortunately, he doesn't, and Dragonite kills Magikarp, but I bring out Starmie, Psychic as to not miss with Blizzard again, and Dragonite goes down, and I have beaten all four of the Elite Four, so it's champion time. Now it was time for the final battle against our rival and the champion, Luck. To start off, he sends out his Pidgeot, and I send out Electrode, and I know that this Pidgeot does Mega Evolve, so I go for Thunderbolt, and it goes for Heat Wave and does just a little less than half, which is good, because then it Heat Waves again, because it's faster, and I live on 2 HP. So, Thunderbolt kills. Then it brings out Vileplume, and I bring out Pidgeot, and Air Slash isn't killing, but then it switches into Jolteon to take out Pidgeot, so then I predict a Thunderbolt and switch into Nidoking and one-shot it with Earthquake. It then brings Vileplume back out, and I bring back out Pidgeot, and we kind of go back and forth for a while until eventually Vileplume is taken out. Then comes Rapidash, and Bernard Starmie easily takes care of that with Scald. But then comes Marowak, which does cause some problems. This Marowak is a menace. It's taking out most of my team with Fire Punch or Boomerang, so I make the decision to sacrifice Magikarp so I can revive Beedrill and Starmie, so I can have those two in Electrode left for this Marowak, and then the final Pokemon, Slowbro. I send out Starmie, which isn't able to take out Marowak, and it goes down, but I bring in Beedrill, and it does defeat Marowak, leaving us with the final Pokemon, Slowbro. X-Scissor does decent damage, but it doesn't kill, so I bring out my 2 HP Electrode against its Slowbro. Electro outspeeds, I Thunderbolt, and I defeat Slowbro, beating the champion. And with that, I've beaten Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with only Shinies. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, consider liking, subscribing. It helps me out a ton. And thank you for Absolblog's Pokemon for the inspiration for this video. There are a bunch of other people who make videos like these, but his really stood out to me, and got me the idea for this. And if you hit the goal, I'll hunt for Mewtwo. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe like I said, and I'll see you in the next one.